I'm Larry Farver, and let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Florida man charged after allegedly filming men in restroom at Naples PrideFest. According to the Collier County Sheriff's Office, 61-year-old Andrew Sheets was arrested on May 9th and charged with 1 count of digital video voyeurism and 1 count of distribution. A Naples Police Department report says detectives became aware of the incident after the April 18th Pride event when Sheets posted a 40-minute video of this event on YouTube. According to the police, it was shot using a body camera. Investigators say the video showed 2 men using urinals while being recorded through a mirror. The men reportedly did not know that they were being filmed. Sheets later claimed he attended the event to document what he described as, quote, grooming, end quote. He acknowledged entering the restroom while his camera was still recording. Authorities also reported concerns about Sheets' conduct at the event. Detectives alleged he initially arrived carrying a handgun, but was denied entry by private security. After returning the weapon to his vehicle, Sheets re-entered the event and recorded interactions with vendors and law enforcement. Investigators said he later returned to his vehicle, retrieved an AR-15 style rifle, and came back to the event carrying a large sign near the entrance. Naples Pride confirmed law enforcement informed organizers about the event arrest. The organization said it remains committed to maintaining a safe and welcoming environment for attendees and thanked local authorities for protecting the privacy and safety of the community. Sheets is scheduled to appear in court on June 1st. Well, Brian, thank goodness they had security. It reminds us that we had an event, I believe 1 year ago at our Pride event in Wilton Manors where someone tried to get through with a handgun or a gun. And it's so important to be aware, but, there's a lot to this story to, I think, unpack, and while I think the rest remains to be seen, it sounds like this gentleman is a big proponent of the right to carry, and he...
Yeah. Not to cut you off. It's just such a crazy story. So we were talking to our producer before the show started, and we were asking all these questions that probably the viewers are going to want to know as well. This guy's a creep. Let's just get that out there. He's a creep, obviously. If you're going to go and menace people with a gun, what he did was, from what I understand from our producer, is he had a body camera on. He was talking with participants at the event, saying to them, you're all groomers, you're all perverted, whatever, disparaging things he wanted to say to them. He was recording them. He was wearing a gun, which obviously he has a right to do. We have a Second Amendment in this country, for better or for worse. It is what it is. And it was a very big weapon. And supposedly what this guy does is he likes to go around provocatively showing off his weapon and saying, well, what? I can't have my gun. I have a Second Amendment. I can do what I want to do. The thing that he got arrested for was not because he was being disparaging necessarily to the attendees at the event and the people working in the little, booths or pavilions. It was that he didn't shut off his body camera when he entered the bathroom. So at first, I automatically assumed he was like just being a pervert and he was, just trying to record people in the bathroom. What it was it was probably the most uncalculated thing he did that day. He just didn't shut off his body camera. He used the bathroom. He went and washed his hands, and then his camera caught him in the mirror and then caught people behind him in the mirror using the urinals. So do I think he needs to be arrested? Yeah, because you shouldn't be recording people in the bathroom, number one. And also he's a jerk. You don't get arrested for being a jerk, but karma served. Is that I think it was karma.
Let's see what the trial brings. I'm looking forward to it. And it brings to mind as we approach our upcoming Pride events, especially with Wilton Manors, and we look at what's going on up in Tallahassee and officials looking to hold government locally accountable if they're supportive of DEI events in the future. So we have to look at that, and it might not affect the 2026, but, looking at things like security and how much money a city can donate, toward or providing the security. And again, it's important that we, have a safe event, a welcoming event, I'm glad that Naples Pride went off without a hitch, with the exception of this gentleman, hopefully. I think my understanding was also that there were gay supportive religious organizations there, and he was probably there to give them a hard time as well.
Sure. Just a little anecdote.
Yes.
It was last year, I was on a bullhorn trying to wrangle some crowds at our Wicked Manners event. I was working for a local nonprofit organization, and we were, manning a gate. And a lot of people were saying, why is the line so long? Why do we have to wait over an hour to get in? Why can't we just go through? And I had to explain to people, because we live in a world where people don't like us. People want to hurt gay people and gender nonconforming people and queer people. I tried to explain to people as funnily, I don't know if that's a word, but in a funny way on the bullhorn, be thankful that people are taking their time getting through these gates. They're being searched for weapons. They're being searched for things that could hurt others. And it's a huge part of the budget. It's huge.
Well, whether you're talking about the community or just, our population and communities in general, I regularly attend meetings in Wilton Manors. And when I go into the commission chambers, we all have to go through a detection and be wanded and empty our pockets. And it's not just because there are many gay people serving as volunteers or elected officials. It's to protect, people who are coming in all around. We're in a state that allows carrying weapons, and, they do reserve the right to say you can't bring a weapon into that space.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, there's a lot to think about, and I hope for everybody's safety, and just know that if there's a long line to get into a gay event, 9 times out of 10, it's for security reasons. So have a little grace. Let's practice empathy and understand that everybody's trying to keep each other safe, and we have to take care of ourselves as a community. And this guy who got picked up and arrested, maybe it was for something stupid like not shutting off his body camera, but maybe that'll serve as a little lesson to him. Like, don't be such a douchebag, at events where you're more than welcome if you want to be supportive, but you're not so welcome if you're going to be there to give people a hard time. So, in the end, I think it was karma. Karma was served. So,
well stated. Well, there's no other queer non-profit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.